shoot across the sky.
All right. Hello everyone, it's Outrider here and welcome to another week in toys. Today is Monday the 23rd of May and over the weekend I did find some toy goodness, both from a local charity shop and from a car boot. So I'll start off with what I found at the charity shops. Now I popped to have my hair cut, as you can see. She scalped me, not much of it left. Grew it all out, didn't I? I had a lovely quiff and now it's all gone, but never mind. But I stumbled across this for 50p, and I don't normally buy stuff like this, but for 50p, I hadn't seen this mould before, and I thought I'm going to pick it up. It's a Robots in Disguise Bumblebee figure. That's a one-step changer. So yeah, I haven't seen this one before. I don't know what I'm going to do with him, but there we go. I got a Bumblebee figure. Now, I went into another charity shop, and this charity shop is a little bit overpriced, to be honest, but I noticed a bag of Ninja Turtles. There's a lot of tat in there. I'll quickly show you a photo of it now because I've actually listed it up on eBay. But I noticed something in there, and there's two things I've actually kept out of the box. So the first thing is a vintage 1986 Turtle skateboard, which is pretty awesome. I haven't got a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff, but I do remember this. I thought it was complete, but Mr. Shotton reminded me that there is a flagpole here that is missing on it. But at least it's got this handle here and that, and the mechanism still works as well, which is awesome. So I think I've kind of decided, because I haven't got much turtle piece, I'm not going to sell this on. It's not worth a lot of money. It's worth, I think they sell for about just under a tenner online, maybe even about £6 plus postage. And this whole bag was like $3.99, which is a little bit much, but then again, this is worth the money alone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get me a Michelangelo, a vintage one, or a reissue one to stick on here, and I'm also going to pick up a Donatello figure. I only want those two because those were the two I had as a kid. I asked for Leonardo and Raphael, and my dad's colourblind and he bought me Michelangelo and Donatello, but never mind. So they're the two that I want. So Michelangelo's meant to go on this, so I'm probably going to try and pick one of those up. In no rush to do so. I don't need it to be complete. I just want the belt and some nunchucks and I'll be happy. Now, I thought I wouldn't have to go down that because there was a turtle in there. And there is this guy here who is a Michelangelo knockoff from the 80s. And this is missing his belt. And you can see the condition of him. I mean, this is so tapped but so wonderful at the same time. I don't know if the turtles had better joints than this. I can't even remember now. I think these are ball pegs here. No holes in the feet, so we can't plug onto the skateboard, or else that might have been a nice little set. But yeah, I've got a little knockoff turtle here. This might be on his way to Mr. Shotton as part of his next little load that I'll send him over a couple of times a year. But yeah, so I picked up this little turtle, and this was £4 plus the bag of, everything that was included in that bag of tat. So not too bad really. Now I did go to the car boot on Sunday. I went with my son, and the layout of it was stupid. There was a couple of rows, and then there was like rows that went into 2 and split into 3. I couldn't work out whether I'd been to one place or another. Anyway, I was scrolling through this box with Oliver. There was some Skylanders in there, which we'd already got, and he found some Gamorti. I think they're little monster figures. I think they are anyway. He found some of those anyway, which is fair enough. And I was trawling through the box, and I saw this, and I've actually bought this figure from this car boot before. It is a Wolverine figure. He's got all of his claws. He's got a bit of paint chipping on his nose, and he's got a bit of a loose waist. But this is a Marvel Legend Wolverine from Toy Biz. And that was 50p. And I couldn't leave it behind. And I'll be honest, I've listed this on eBay to try and shift it on. I think I sold the other one for about £15. And with all the Transformers and all the other toy goodness coming out, you need to get your money from somewhere, don't you? So I'm going to flip him. But nevertheless, it's a cool find. And if he doesn't sell, then there's a little place for him in my collection as well. So there we go. As I say, he's got a little chip there on his nose. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, I found that for 50p. And I don't think that's a bad little haul for popping around a couple of charity shops and going to a car boot. I think I did quite well there. So today is Sunday, the 29th of May, and yesterday I went to Burton-upon-Trent. Now, this used to be my favourite place to go for toy hunting, but since Toy Master has moved into the new shop there, the prices have gone crazy and they haven't really had anything decent in. But I did venture there yesterday, as I say, and I was pleasantly surprised. I had a quick look round the Transformers section, and I noticed they did have some legacy. They had skids and they had kickback. They also had Spike, so they had the Spike exosuit, which I believe I've got for my birthday from my good friend James, so I didn't purchase that one. But yeah, they had some cool stuff, some decent Transformers, some Beast Wars stuff in there as well, the reissues that I hadn't seen before, like Scorponok and that. So I was flicking through and there was a skids, and then there was a kickback, a skids and a kickback, and then right at the back there was one wedged, and I pulled it forward and I couldn't believe my eyes because I found Drag Strip, and I haven't got Drag Strip yet, so I was really, really happy to find it. Now, I have got him pre-ordered from Comics and Cocktails, but I couldn't resist leaving him there. Like, Shotton got it before me, didn't he? This is the first time in about 3 years he's got a Transformer before me, and it got to me. It got to me and he abused me in his junk in the heap this month. But I couldn't leave it behind. It was there in my hands and I needed it. And also, Dave got his Drag Strip from Comics and Cocktails 2 weeks ago now or something like that. And there's been no word of mine. So whether I'm in the second lot of deliveries or whatever, I don't wait months for it. So I saw it there and then and I thought, you know what, I'll buy it. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I picked him up. And as you can see, he's not in the box. I haven't been forward. It's because I opened him up. I couldn't wait for you. And here he is. And should we do a quick mini review of him? We might as well. He's good. He's very good for Legacy. And I think this is the thing now. I'm starting to form an opinion of Legacy where it's just not as good as the War for Cybertron. It's not bad. It's not terrible. But it's just not as good. And Drag Strip here, he's probably one of the better ones in the line, in my opinion. He's stylised, he's not completely G1. There's a few annoying bits on here, like where these wheels don't really have a place. They go back there and just hover around. These shoulder pieces are a bit odd. I actually quite like it like that. That look going on. I know it's not G1 accurate, but there we are. His head is very stylised, the body part's a bit stylised. I mean, he's okay. He's okay. I do like the weapons. The articulation's good, and I haven't got any real QC issues with him. I've got a slight paint chip on the back, but you know what? He's okay. He's a decent figure. Articulation-wise, I mean, you can rotate his arms all the way around and then untab everything. It all falls to bits like that. But yeah, his arms can go all the way around and all the way out. You've got bends at the elbows. You haven't got any swivels at the wrists. You've got waist rotation. You've got a bend at the knee. You got rockers at the ankles and a bit of forward and back and all, and the head can turn around as well. So he's got everything that you need for your action figure photography, as Borders do would say. But yeah, he's a cool figure. There's a little bit of Combiner Wars about him, especially how these legs transform. They remind me a lot of how the Combiner Wars figures used to transform. Better, but it just reminds me of it. His weapons are cool. They're painted. Wasn't expecting them to be. And yeah, he's alright. He's got some decent deco. He's got loads of ports on him. Yeah, he's alright. He's a nice figure. And here is Drag Strip in his 6-wheeled Drag Strip race car mode. I'm sure the Combiner Wars only have 4 wheels, so it's nice to get the 6 here, which is awesome. And it's lovely. And I think with Legacy, what I'm noticing now, not all of them, right? I think Kickback is probably the exception to the rule here, and maybe Bulkhead. But the Drag Strip, Laser Prime and Skids definitely look better in their alt modes than their robot modes, in my opinion. And I think this is a really solid G1 accurate alt mode. All we need now is a Rumble to sit on top and drive it and let Rumble take it, like in that one episode. But it's awesome. And I do like as well that the guns can attach here, and it kind of homages in a way that the G1, remember the double gun that went on the back? It's not perfect, but it works. And speaking of the guns can combine together if you want to give them a double pistol. I don't know if this is something for Menasor or what, but you can get that. And they are exactly the same. I thought I had two, a wrong one, because I thought they should be mirrored, but they are exactly the same guns with the pegs on the one side on both of them. Drag Strip, in my opinion, is probably one of the best in the Legacy line. Has it got faults? Yes, it has. But it's one of the better ones. I've been overall kind of disappointed, especially with Laser Prime, and a bit underwhelmed with Skids, but Kickback and Drag Strip here really pull it back for me, and yeah, great. I'm happy to have him. Really, really happy to have him. And it was nice to find him in a physical store, which was awesome. Now, shall we do what we always do with these? Shall we have a look at his tech specs? Let's have a look, shall we? So his drag strip here is all of his stats. Got a picture of the toy there. And actually, it kind of shoots a blaster as well, which is cool. I never noticed that before. That's cool. It moves and shoots a blaster. That's cool. So we have strength is a 6, intelligence is a 7, speed is a 7. How can he just be a 7? He's a drag strip race car. He's got to be fast. And firepower is a 7. Some of these are very odd, but there you go. And yeah, a quick word on these legacy boxes. In my opinion, they're the worst boxes we've had, not just for the open thing, but they feel really flimsy and cheap. Don't offer any protection, and every one of them I've seen has been bloody crushed. I love the artwork on the front, I love the artwork on the side, but the rest of it is tat. And also, this was held in with plastic toys and these horrible little plastic circles. So Hasbro, I thought these were meant to be plastic free, or have you just done this to cut costs? Who knows? But you know what? Yeah, that'll end up in the bin with the rest of them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now, there has been a couple of little leaks of new figures. So first of all, we've got a core class Shockwave, which looks alright, and I do like the core class, but what I worry about with this is it's going to be almost deluxe price point now. The deluxes have gone up to, 22 quid, roughly, and I'm expecting these to be like 15 quid now, which is far, far too much for what they're worth. Maybe I'll pick it up when it's on clearance, or if I see it cheap, or in a physical store, but I won't be buying it by offline or anything like that. And I was talking about this on last week's Week in Toys about potentially Hasbro retooling Kickback into Ransack from the Deluxe Insecticons, and we get this leak. Now, apparently this figure is going to be part of a 4-pack, like the World Collide one that we got with Fangry last year. Well, we didn't get it in the UK, but the US got it. And it's going to come with the toy-accurate version of Beast Wars Scorponok, a retool of Kingdom Waspinator, and apparently a Goldbug figure, which I'm gutted about if I won't be able to get my hands on Goldbug because he's awesome. But this figure looks alright. It don't look too bad at all. It's just a straight repaint, really, of Kickback with a new head. But yeah, it looks alright. Already we're getting more leaks, and Wave 1 hasn't even hit yet. How crazy is that? But anyway, I think that's it for this week in toys. I've got a few more things on the way, a little eBay purchase, and something coming from Comics and Cocktails as well. So check in next week to see what those things are. And until next time, I've been Zort Rider, and I'll catch you again really soon.